Hello! So in today's Randonautica video, I'm going to set my intention as a glitch in the matrix. I'm really excited for this one. The possibilities are endless. Literally anything could happen. I will count anything as a glitch in the matrix if it seems out of place, if it seems unusual, and also anything that sort of hints towards the movie The Matrix, or anything that seems to hint towards the fact that we are living in a simulation. Anything that sort of highlights that we're living in a simulation, I'm going to count as a glitch in the matrix. Obviously, anything that breaks the laws of physics will also be counted as a glitch in the matrix, although I really hope that doesn't happen, because I'm going to be so scared if I see anything that's like paranormal, supernormal, anything like that. No, I don't want to be scared. I just want to be entertained. Um, but yeah, so I'm super excited for this one. And also, I just want to mention, so the way Randonautica works for me is quite often it's not instantaneous. So I'll go to a location and there will be nothing there. And then a few weeks later, the thing that I was manifesting using Randonautica will show up in my life. So there's a sort of delayed process. And that's what happened in my last video. So I set my intention as finding tarot cards. Randonautica sent me to some random GP surgery. It had nothing to do with tarot cards. But then a couple of weeks later, my boyfriend was moving house and there was this box of things to throw away, and he looked inside it and he found two tarot decks that used to belong to his grandma. So he gave them to me, and these decks are amazing. I really, really, really love them. So I now have 3 tarot decks, as you can see behind me. I've got my first one, which is the Lumiere tarot deck. I've got the Golden Star tarot, which my boyfriend gave me, and I've got the Rider-Waite original sort of tarot deck, which also my boyfriend gave me. So that happened after I was done with editing the video, so I didn't really mention it in my last video. So it may be that a similar thing happens today where, I set my intention as a glitch in the matrix and I have nothing to show for it. So for that reason, just to not make this video a sort of waste of time, I'm gonna also include a bonus session at the very end where I go through my tarot decks and sort of talk about the cards that have the most significance for me. So I love all of the cards in all of the decks equally. I think they're all super cool. But I'm just going to talk a little bit about cards that have special significance to me, in the sense that they came up in readings and really helped me out or have been like really significant. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, stick around to the end of the video. There will be like a little bonus where I talk about the decks. So this is the Randonautica location that I generated for the glitch in the matrix intention. As you can see, the location is on some train tracks. So basically my idea was to take a train that goes directly through those train tracks so that I can film it from that kind of on the train perspective. But once I got to the train station, I realized that wasn't possible because there was like a service disruption. So I had to take a different route. There's a little bit of footage of me looking annoyed about it because I was also going to a party later that day. So for me, time was of the essence, but it doesn't matter. I still made it to the party. I had a great time. But yeah, so I had to take a completely different route. And so I ended up going to just like the closest point I could get to was on a residential street. So this is where Randonautica led me. Literally, there was nothing in relation to a glitch in the matrix at the location, or on the way, or anywhere along the way there or along the way back. The only thing that kept glitching is my phone camera. kept zooming out. So a lot of the footage that I have is pretty much in complete darkness, because as the camera zoomed out, it would catch my phone case, and that would then give like this really dark lighting effect. So yeah, that was one thing that was for sure glitching. But I'm not counting that as a glitch in the matrix. That was just a technological glitch. But yeah, I mean, look, nothing happened at the location, and this is quite common for me with Randonautica, because I do tend to get very delayed results when I do these Randonautica adventures. But I have to say, after I left that location, I definitely felt like something shifted in the energy. Like, I definitely felt like something was different. I was pretty worried about what I'd just done, because I really felt a shift and I wasn't sure whether that shift was good. And also, during that same sort of period of time, I was doing a 72-hour activation by Brian Scott. I'm going to link it down below. So he has a guided meditation which is all about changing your reality in 3 days. And it involves quite a lot of steps. One of them being changing your environment. So I completely decluttered my flat. And there's other things in there, like for example, I had to wear something to remind me of what I'm doing, so I chose this necklace which says 111. And yeah, I mean, I was kind of in like that transformative vibe anyway. And he did say in the activation that if you feel compelled to do something, you should do it. And I really felt like doing the Glitch in the Matrix video on the same day as the party. I have to say, I definitely feel a change, and I don't know if it's due to the 72-hour activation. I don't know if it's due to the Glitch in the Matrix intention. I really have no idea. I mean, there's nothing like tangible in my reality that I can put in this video to say, oh, my reality glitched. No. However, as I said, you know, my Randonautica intentions often come with a slightly delayed result. So very rarely do I get instantaneous results. And that brings me to my next section. So I did say that there was going to be a bonus section where I talk about my tarot cards. So basically last time I did a Randonautica video, I asked for tarot cards, and then after I was done editing the whole video, I got 2 new decks of tarot cards completely out of nowhere, and my boyfriend found them when he was moving house, so he gave them to me, and so that was like totally unexpected. So in the bonus section, I'm just going to be talking about 3 of my tarot decks, and some of the cards that have like really special meanings to me. And everything in that video is filmed in one take, so forgive me if I'm rambling a little bit, but you know, I hope you enjoy it. And as I said, if anything happens that is like kind of really significant in terms of Glitch in the Matrix vibes, I will try to add this into this video as long as it happens during the editing process. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can smell something. Anyways, I don't think it's a glitch in the Matrix, but I smell a glitch in the Matrix. No, I'm kidding. But am I kidding? There is a funny smell for sure. I think it might be the flowers. Yeah. I think they're just kind of at the end of their life, but how beautiful are they? Come on now. They're stunning. I just wanted to film today so that I could have them in the background. Anyhow, have a wonderful day. It's been great catching up with you. I love you guys. Also, let me know what you're manifesting down in the comments. I'm curious. So that was my first ever tarot deck. My mum got me this one. And then these two right here, the Rider-Waite tarot deck and the Golden Tarot of the Tsar, these are the two that I got after my Randonautica journey, where I set my intention as finding some tarot cards. So these two my boyfriend found while he was moving house, and they were inside a box that was labeled to throw away. These two used to belong to his grandma, and he saw them and he gave them to me. So that happened just a few days after I set my Randonautica intention as getting some tarot cards. So that was either the result of Randonautica or an insanely amazing coincidence. I really don't know. But I'm going to be talking about all three decks today: the Lumiere Tarot deck, the Golden Tarot of the Tsar deck, and the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So I hope you're going to enjoy this little bonus section. So I'm going to start off by talking about the Lumiere Tarot deck, which is the first deck that I ever got. My mum got me this one as a gift because your first set of tarot cards has to be a gift. And this particular tarot deck was designed by a YouTuber that I really like. Her name is Claire Summer. I'm going to link her channel down below in the description if you want to check out her tarot readings. She is amazing. And I can tell that she put a lot of heart and thought into designing every single card. The way I'm going to do this is just kind of talk about 3 cards that I find are the most meaningful for me from the deck. And also, at the end, I'm just going to pull out a random card that I'm going to talk about. So we'll do like a little shuffle. So let me start off with the random card, see what happens. Yes, so I'm going to talk about 3 of my favorites and then pull out 1 random card to talk about. And I'm going to do that with every single deck. Also, I keep saying 3 of my favorites. That's not what I mean. What I mean is 3 of the most significant cards, the ones that carry quite a lot of like weight. Okay, so the random card that I pulled out is Knight of Swords. Beautiful design here. I love how she uses sort of human figures. So these are not illustrated. These are kind of like a blend of photo collage types of cards. So I think they're really beautiful. Knight of Swords comes up quite a lot for me actually, especially when it comes to projects. He likes to come up in reverse when I'm working on things, and that's when I know not to get too deep into it. When the Knight of Swords comes up upright for me, that's when I know I'm onto something. So if I'm writing something or illustrating something or just working on something that requires my mental state to be quite focused and precise, and this dude is reversed, I kind of take that as a hint to maybe just take the evening off and focus on something that I enjoy. Because the thing is, I do a lot of things outside of work, but I still have a full-time job. So sometimes if I'm focused on my projects, I'm really tired after work and I want to do something, and then this guy comes in reverse in my reading, I'm kind of like, I just know that my mental state isn't really there to focus on like stuff that requires my full attention. But when he's upright, I totally know that it's a good energy to just get into my projects. And even if I'm tired, if he's upright, I just know that I have the mental sort of clarity to move forward. But yeah, let's go. Came up straight away. This card is the first card that I sort of formed a relationship with. This is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, for me, I was going through like a situation that was quite hard to navigate. I was having several issues at once. And the Knight of Cups came up, and I remember this was back when I didn't really know much about tarot. Like now I can pretty much intuitively, without double checking, know what the cards are saying. But at the time I didn't really know the meaning of each card. I didn't even like really know what cups meant or what wands meant or what swords meant. Cups are, of course, to do with emotions, if you know your tarot. And the Knight of Cups is the most feminine of all the knights. So he carries this like feminine energy with him, which I kind of like, the reversal of like masculine to feminine. And it's kind of like about romanticizing life a little bit. You know, the way that he's described, because in the traditional tarot, the knights, you think of a knight as being on a horse. And the description that I found online was like, you know, this knight, the Knight of Cups, is just, he's not in a hurry. He's just on his horse, kind of like galloping along, or not even galloping, just, you know, moving in slow motion. And I think this card kind of told me, or like gave me the advice that I should romanticize my current situation. So I really liked that, and I was very responsive to this, because I was kind of like, yeah, I may be going through some shit, but let me just enjoy the moment regardless, you know. It's like any story or any movie that you watch, you know, you need your ups and downs, so that when you are feeling good, it's extra special. So yeah, love that for me. So the High Priestess in this deck, again, really good card for me. Again, when I was going through another issue, this card came up, and it was kind of really like asking me to be in a better place mentally. Like, it was telling me to replenish my feminine energy, to really just take the day off. You know, it was really asking me to just have an easy day and replenish my feminine energy. And I love that. This is a very good card. It actually came up for me today as well. I'm going through, I mean, this is total procrastination on my end, because I'm also filming a YouTube video, but I'm actually decluttering my house. And this came up for decluttering. And I know that I need to make space in my house. Yesterday, I donated 3 bags of what do you call it, 3 bags of clothes to my local charity shop. In fact, it was actually 4 at the beginning, but I managed to condense it into 3. And yeah, I'm just going through a huge declutter of my space, because I just feel like I already feel better for doing that. And I think it's something that I've been procrastinating for so long. And then yesterday, it just took me 1 hour. I took all of my clothes out, and I just went, okay, keep, donate, throw away. Keep, donate, throw away. Like, I just knew instantly. I didn't even think about it. It was so quick. Let's see, what other card do I want to... Oh, yes, the Sun. The Sun. Love it when this card comes up. This card in reverse is still a good card. So this is quite funny. This card came up for me. This card came up for me when I was doing like a reading about sort of luck, because sometimes I like to buy myself a scratch card, and this card came up in reverse. And then what I did is I found an old scratch card that I accidentally threw in the bin, and it was actually a winner. So I always like relate this card to kind of like finding a win somewhere you wouldn't expect it to be. So that was pretty fun. Okay, let's move on to another deck. Okay, so now the Star Tarot. I mean, this deck is fantastic. So it's got all this like gold leaf detail. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, look at how it shines. This is actually Death came up as the first card. Hilarious. Yeah, every card has this like shining detail. It's actually all based on the Bible, on characters from the Bible. And yeah, it's super cool. It's like, it's beautiful. It's got like this biblical element to it, and a lot of the illustrations do feel quite intense, but I guess biblical times were intense, so you know, you kind of get what you pay for. Let's do a quick shuffle and talk about one random card, and then I'll pull out the cards. Oh, a lot of cards came out. Okay, let's do this again. Okay. Oh, 7 of Wands. Yes, we're in the battle. So this card will often come up when I'm working on my projects and I'm a little bit tired, with this card, I do often feel like I have the power to push through. If this card comes up and it's like paired with a high energy card, then I know that I've kind of got it in me to continue whatever it is that I'm doing. So this is a card of perseverance for me. This is like, okay, you know, you want to give up, but just keep going and see what happens. That's what Seven of Wands means to me. It's kind of like, I mean, look at them. They're fighting. The boys are fighting. And yeah, it's super cool card anyways. Like it's like a motivation card for me. You know, when this comes up, I just know that now's not the time to give up. I tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Emperor. Because that card, oh boy, that card rules my life. Rules my life. Oh, okay. The moon. I do like this card. Okay, let's talk about the moon. Look at how beautiful it is. The moon does come up for me quite frequently with this deck specifically, and I think quite often it just it's there to kind of like remind me that I may not have all the answers, that there's things that I'm missing about certain situations, and it's good to be reminded of that, because I think I sometimes have a tendency to just really think that I have a clear picture, and I don't. And you know, there's a lot of situations where I jump to conclusions, and for the wrong reasons sometimes. So you know, this card is often here to ground me and remind me that, you know, I don't have all the information and I shouldn't be making assumptions. The star is a lovely card, and I think you know, it's hard to see maybe exactly what the imagery is here. But the star is a lovely, lovely card. And that does come up quite often for me in terms of when I'm asking about the future, like my long-term goals, when I'm like, you know, I'm working so much and I work every single day. Like even if I have a day off, I work on something. And it's always there to kind of like remind me whenever I lose faith that there will be a reward for all of my work at some point, someday. Okay, the Emperor. What a card. Look at him. Look at his face. He's a fucking prick. No, he's not. He's actually my biggest critic. The Emperor. The Emperor kicks my ass. Because every time I do a project that I'm proud of, or projects that I'm proud of, he comes back to tell me that it's fucking not good. The Emperor in reverse always comes back to tell me that my projects are lacking structure and clarity, and the amount of reworking that I do on my stuff just to turn this guy back upright is crazy. And this is why I love this card so much, because it has pushed me to make my work better, to be better, to get organized, to like this guy. Honestly, shout out to him. I used to be upset with him, but I know that he's here to show me the way. So yeah, love this card, love the Emperor. But he's the Emperor for me is like tough love, you know. He's gonna tell you that you're not doing a good job, and he's not gonna give you the praise that you want until you do a good job, which is fine. That's fair. Okay, last deck. Rider-Waite Tarot. Yes. Okay. So this deck, obviously the classic. And let's do what we did for the other cards, which is just have a little shuffle. Have a little shuffle. I love that it has this information about the artist here. So let me shuffle, and we're gonna just take out one random card like we did before and talk about it, and then I'm gonna pick out 3 really significant cards. The Lovers, yes. Oh, what a beautiful card. Okay, so this one, because I do a lot of like more project-based readings, I don't often do relationship readings for myself, because I mean I used to, but I feel like I'm in a really good place with my boyfriend. Although when I'm not, quite often the lovers come up, and it's always reassuring for me that we have a solid relationship. And so yeah, the lovers is brilliant. Obviously, this is what you want in a love reading, if that's what you're doing. But for me, it often comes up again when I'm doing project-based readings, which is what I mainly do with tarot. Is I'll kind of like wake up on a day off and see what I should put my energy into. And you know, there's several projects that I'm working on, and if this comes up for a certain project, I know that it's time to get into it, because the lovers can signify passion for your work as well as, you know, passion in a sort of like romantic relationship. Ace of Wands. Very potent card in my opinion. Kind of like the start of something new. Very energetic, very like, let's go and do this. This comes up a lot for me with this deck. And again, very motivating for me. Very like, if this card comes up, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I'm into it. Let's do this. Like, I feel like this card is amazing. We haven't spoken about the Devil. The Devil is an important card for me as well. It doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it actually often ties a reading together very well for me. It comes up in reverse, it comes up upright. You know, the Devil, I think, often helps clarify a message, because, you know, a lot of the cards can have like similar meanings, but the Devil has a very unique meaning. And when he's in reverse, I know that I need to let go of something. And it's quite hard for me to let go of stuff sometimes. When it's upright, I know that I'm trapped in a situation, and this came up for me recently in the sense that like, it just kind of like really clarified a certain situation that I was in, and I was like, okay, cool. This is it. This is what's happening. I'm just going to deal with it. I'm not going to try and change it because I know I can't. Let me just deal with it. So very good card for me, in the sense that it just helps me. It helps me identify what I can change and what I can't change, which is like quite good to have clarity on that, I think, sometimes. Okay, let's talk about the Tower. The Tower, fucking chaos. And I learned my lesson. When this card comes up, dude, stay away. The Tower is probably the scariest card of the entire tarot for me. The Tower means chaos. Like, people are scared of death, people are scared of the Devil. No, these cards are fine. Watch out for the flipping Tower, because I once, whenever I was doing like one of my decision-making readings, I once got the Tower in a reading, and I was like, the Tower's just hanging out here. I mean, what could go wrong is what I was thinking. Oh, anything can go wrong, okay? Just trust that when the Tower comes up in your reading, you're in for a ride. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. And now that I've learnt my lesson, if the Tower comes up in one of my readings, I just know that perhaps I should do something else. Anyways, so that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed my little tarot review.